no be ebe catch say Clement Job one am see ebo ben obo ana say Reggie Rockstone bo. No see what they be. Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, I say half my finance minister. They are kind of on the 11th of January 2016. Oh, and they are to say because I read the news about Bonte and he say he releasing from ICE custody. But in Semna Kasakasa, it is saying because I've seen a lot of people are more compared the situations to Abucheka saying Ken Ofori-Atta, Mabucheka so and Tobase, calm down, briefing. Brief out, hi, Gossip 24. Messy when you so be me a subscriber to the so now click the bell notification icon. So I say me, see what Virginia. It's my mefa kwenye is one cow. So Nyankopon ya adoma on the 9th of May 2026 from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Mother's Day na man for celebrating about 5 Queens Entertainment celebrity women na just one bomb home in business all black party na the moment. Mr. Mama just we PM ANC banquet hall a home and an event koso. Open ticket comment section no first comment no pin post no click a link so now grab it with ticket and also always stay 5 Queens Entertainment on pages our Instagram, TikTok, any other social media platforms ubenya ticket ni bi ho buy back to nkomo so Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta essence me e go do pepe so business am you much releasing from ICE custody now remember so on the 11th of January 2026 am I this story in the bono you walk you through how you can search this public information for yourself say ICE for a US Immigration and Customs Enforcement Department for no omo portal ho no mo a obetumi de locate ebi a obusu eni bi o US eni bi omo so ma chena obetumi akobo ni di wo ho the first name the second name and then the my officer so any of the detention centers ebe police records in their back into ya catch mo say Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta or Caroline facility and as a detention center I hope and no modern aquacotre. And may catch him at the time say the case no has nothing to do with case now ekoso or Ghana has say. But you know, detention I just say ICE for a detaining no. It has nothing to do with sabe trial or my Ghana per se trying or a court. It has nothing to do with that. You catch him at the time. And they also catch him say based on information yet it's HSA. And Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta ebe pre-bill before say asem immigration asem or make determine or make final determination on the case. It will take you over 46 days, sometimes over maximum 180 days, right? But it takes more than even 50 days sometimes, based on how technical a case no is. And so the conversations I had, right? Actually, me say. Based on how Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta is resourceful, it could even be the case, say, Obekako pre-bond. Now, a case I channel, and check an attorney general, any deputy attorney general, quiet interviews. They say interviews or more quiet, or we be or join news, or we be with TV3, and when we say, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, dear, US for a revoking the visa, no, the Ghana by play a role, no more revoking the visa, no, in 2025 June, no, or more up to November, so on feel minimum, but we feel minimum, and I can also more arresting even on the 4th of January 2026, but I went to be arrested on the 4th of January, on the 6th of January, and no more arresting or add information about the public, into more play a role, more concrete information about Crown Mofaso and revoking the visa and Crown Mofaso.
Them, and I want Ghanaians to know that he just didn't overstay his visa. The visa was actually revoked. So it's not that Ofori-Atta, overstayed. So in July, the American government revoked, the State Department revoked his visa, all right? And they gave him up to November 29th of 2024 to leave the United States. Okay, he did not, and then that is how come that they decided they were going to now pursue him, and arrest him. Actually, the arrest was supposed to occur on January 4th, and they did not do so. But on Tuesday, January 6th, they apprehended him. In the Virginia area and took him into.
You're saying okay. Now to the former finance minister. As at June 2025, that's last year, his visa got revoked. I know I've seen statements from people who said the visa expired.
I see. So as of June 2025, his visa was revoked.
Revoked. So it's not a question of expiration of visa.
No, so explain that, because there's some information about his visa expiring in February 2026. That's 14 February. I spoke to Manasseh a couple of days ago.
Take it for me.
That.
Take it for me.
Explain what you mean.
The information we have from authentic sources is that his visa was revoked in 2025, June 2025. So he's been living in America without everything I can put to you. But it is just surprising that we have information from people out there, some purporting to be formal information, which is completely contrary to what the reality is.
Which is what, for instance?
Which is that visa did not expire.
True.
Visa got revoked.
That's what some of his persons who speak for him have been saying.
Precisely. So I'm saying that apart from extradition, there are other ways of making sure that persons
come into the country.
Exactly.
So this is one of them.
And the Attorney General's office is exploring every possible avenue of having anyone who has run away from the Republic to be returned to accountability. And we will succeed.
You will succeed. You're making this emphatic statement on television today that you will succeed.
We will use every possible legal means to bring anyone who is running away from justice in this country.
Including Ken Ofori-Atta.
Yes.
But me catch him say, Asam no, it has nothing to do with the case pending what Ghana has say. Of course, Ghana buying a bit to me a report say second Ofori-Atta I want more custody. Yeah, no, fine. But the issue now what courts no, it has everything to do with the immigration status. Our USA honomo. Me catch him so more courts na so our Anande court honomo courts na ye. Imagine so more car Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta and send some no court honomo. Just say a whole answer. US State Department no beka say Ghana Embassy Washington the notice abroad say on person more extraditing Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. My judge acknowledge oral motion say some ready documents bia na nim na de eda nim court dem ho no and say Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta lawyers pre-bill the ama omo client no enti oma state attorneys no up to 19th of February 2026. Say, omonfa documents are say Ghana buying Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta or Ghana honum. No say a fit so be deny Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta bill. Kopim say on be determine asam finally on the 29th of April 2026. So what happened? What happened no? And they say there hasn't been enough documents before the court court, there hasn't been enough documents before the judge. I just say Ghana buying person more extraditing Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta didn't be pay more Ghana. That is the fact. Said there hasn't been enough documents to prevent Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta from seeking a bail. And as I mentioned to you earlier, no, so with respect to immigration cases, no, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta no, nebusieni, right? No, onakasangasan nasimunipa. And I say or apply for permanent residency. Ediama Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta US honomo. Until mu revoking in the visa no, still I know the application process mu. So he is entitled to bail. So I'm granting the bill. But the only reason the bill no a delay yet to this point no, because say state attorneys, US state attorneys no, informing any Ghana lawyers, US state attorneys no, informing judge no, say my Ghana. Pesa nipa we extradite no ekopiem o man no ekokoyi nsem ba akomienu bia no and na judge no ma opportunity say state attorneys no and for documents embra extradition pact no including indictments na afa so no o ma process to charges no mo de be piem wo court dem no mo de aba to judge nanim na judge na hwe say e follow all the emrano under extradition act and as extradition treaty na existing ana emrani be saying any say bone no political any say looking like say you persecute enipa no and was say was solid criminal grounds say enipa no or questions to answer criminally and with the chrome honomo. All these things must be proven in the court. So what I say, that was what the judge was expecting. But as of ENRA 7th of April 2026, court no etinaseno. Not just a court no any enough. There are not enough documents before the court. Court no preventing Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta from being granted a bail. Into Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, with respect to the immigration case, no, he is entitled to a bill. He is fit for a bill or address or relative or go through the immigration process and a bill by attaining a permanent residency. Now when you stay in USA, which the final case will be determined on the 27th of April. But to prevent the bill, no, it was said Ghana abino. What is it? Say Ghana abino legal we be Washington or more lazy with the state attorneys. No more to me the extradition pact got two courts in him. But then judge I'm finding it enough to prevent Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta being granted bail. It's Endra or granting Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta bail. Just how media or we releasing from Air Caroline facility. Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta lawyer say what Ghana has say. I am informed by a lawyer our USA. I might say someone so it is a press release here about it say on April 7th, 2026, Ken Ofori-Atta was released from ICE detention pursuant to judicial order. He is home with his family. Mr. Ofori-Atta remains fully committed to use due process in defense of his rights as guaranteed under the Constitution and laws of the United States. Because I may say more cano. Enya Ghana has him. Asema mo kana US has him. Asema mo kana Ghana has him. He and his family remain thankful to God and all those who have offered prayers and support during this period. And during this period, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta process is still underway. Say, obey a legal resident in the United States of America. And so I get worried, say, and compare these two situations because these are two different stories. What I say? In one story, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, it to me, a prove say, no, oh my Ghana, I didn't to red notice so without going through the proper means. I'm an Interpol for a universal red notice so. That's number one. Also to me, a prove say, again, no, I had to say a political witch hunting be I say more persecute me. More per se, I say more bad power now, but some way be determined. Let's say be a more case. More come be fear, more ready me fear, CCTV footage is near there or I say me back Ghana kwana me feel safe. So he has been able to prove this in the eyes of the law in the United States of America. So his extradition no a different from the man who PMU or ICE detention center no, which had to do with immigration. So with respect to his extradition no, Ghana buying and also providing enough evidence at the counter Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta deal. Ghana buying also providing enough evidence at the counter Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta then. So it shouldn't look like, say, somebody will sit somewhere and you say, no, these are two different cases altogether. If Abuchika has anything to do, right, up to the lawyers, no. Some question the process. They have questioned the process of basic magistrate court. And in the eyes of the court, there was no wrongdoing in the process. The court is saying they followed due process to go through the extradition. So if you want to get somebody extradited, just follow due process. Prove your case. And then you get the person extradited. You don't sit on social media and do like Sabia or Mofa Ken Ofori-Atta mayen and a yenya butcher and a yedi abuche kako. When you don't listen to people like that, don't listen to people like that. You understand? There are people in charge who are responsible for extraditing Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta. It is those people that you must charge them to do their jobs. It is those people that you must charge them. If they have a case, you must charge them to do their jobs and do it well. Because at the end of the day, the U.S. legal attaché in Ghana, they are trying their best to do their jobs and do it well. That's why they are successful in extraditing suspects and get them convicted in the United States of America. So if you want to extradite a suspect of yours from another country to Ghana, you have to go through due process. And so the people who are responsible for seeing to it that the process, there is no mishap, there is no loophole anywhere, are the ones you must charge. And of course, politics. So you should understand. What do I say? So who say also be chia? Any person may see no man elbow say I also be say I don't know any person may see him say also to me chia. Now is what they elbow man. No one can say in chia ni bia. Question it. That's what you should question. I gossip 24. Don't let anyone, use any strategy to do anything and make you feel like somebody is being unfair. The U.S. government is the one preventing Ken Ofori-Atta from being extradited. No, that's not how extraditions work. It's the other way around. It is the Ghana government through the Attorney General, what I say, that has to gather enough evidence, file it through the legal reps from the Ghana embassy in the USA and get the job done. That is it. If they are unable to get the job done, it is not the fault of the US government. It is the fault of your Ghana attorneys and your momo fault. At the end of the day, if the US government files an extradition, right, said they want to extradite somebody from Ghana to the US to face charges in the US, it is up to them to get their job done. If they are unable to get their job done, it is not the fault of the Ghana government. It is the fault of the US legal attaché through the Justice Department. It is their fault that they didn't follow due process. I gossips 24. Obey me actually or comment section. My catcher say here there are no biases. We are full of honesty. The Chawadi or comment section in Magraheb.